I don't sleep. How can I, when every time I close my eyes I see Marcus's handwriting on that card, the roses he left like a taunt, the photo of me walking into Salvatore's mansion with his hand on my back. Instead, I lie in the enormous bed staring at the ceiling, counting the ways this could all go wrong. At 3 a.m., I give up on sleep entirely. I wrap myself in the silk robe I found hanging in the bathroom, expensive, probably costs more than my entire wardrobe, and pad barefoot to the balcony doors. Salvatore said I shouldn't go near windows, but the balcony overlooks the back gardens, and I need air. Need to feel something other than the suffocating weight of decisions I can't take back. The night is cold, the kind of crisp autumn air that smells like wood smoke and dying leaves. Security lights illuminate the grounds below, pristine hedges, a fountain that's probably older than I am, and beyond that, darkness. The estate is massive, isolated, safe. Or is it? Marcus knows I'm here. He's watching, planning. Can't sleep? I spin around, heart hammering, and find Salvatore leaning in the doorway between my room and the balcony. He's wearing sleep pants and nothing else, and I have to force myself to keep my eyes on his face and not the defined muscles of his chest, the tattoos that cover his left side in intricate black ink. You scared me, I manage. I knocked. You didn't answer. He steps onto the balcony, and I notice he's carrying something, a blanket. You'll freeze out here. I needed air. There's air inside. But he doesn't order me back in. Instead, he unfolds the blanket and drapes it over my shoulders, his hands lingering for just a moment. Nightmares? The waking kind. I pull the blanket tighter. How did you know I was out here? Security cameras. He leans against the balcony railing, completely unbothered by the cold. I have alerts on all the doors and windows. When yours opened, I came to check. Do you always monitor your house guests this closely? Only the ones being hunted by violent ex-boyfriends. His tone is light, but his eyes are serious. What's keeping you awake, Harper? Besides the obvious, I'm trying to figure out how my life became a crime novel in the span of 3 days. 3 days, he repeats. That's all it's been. Feels longer, doesn't it? It does. It feels like I've known Salvatore Greco for months instead of 72 hours. Like the moment I collapsed in his arms during that meeting, something fundamental shifted in my life's trajectory. Can I ask you something? I say. Anything. The property acquisition deal, the one my firm was consulting on, was it real or was it just an excuse to... I stop, not sure how to finish. To what? Meet you? Salvatore shakes his head. The deal is real. I'm acquiring waterfront properties in the Harbor District, redevelopment project. Your firm has expertise in zoning law and city council relations. Richard pitched the contract 3 months ago. So me being at that meeting was coincidence? Yes. He pauses. What happened after you arrived, though? That wasn't coincidence. That was choice. Your choice to help me. Our choice. You called me from your apartment, you got in my car, you're standing here now. His gaze is intense, unwavering. You could have said no at any point, Harper. The fact that you didn't means something. It means I was desperate. Desperation is honest. He shifts and moonlight catches the scar through his eyebrow, the hard line of his jaw. People spend their whole lives pretending they're fine when they're drowning. You stopped pretending. That takes courage. Or stupidity. I'm still not sure which. He almost smiles. Maybe both. We stand in comfortable silence for a moment, and I find myself studying him. Really studying him. Without the armor of expensive suits and controlled violence, he looks younger. Almost vulnerable, though I suspect Salvatore Greco hasn't been truly vulnerable since he was 14 years old and watched his mother die. Can I ask you something now? He says. Fair's fair. When did it start? With Marcus. The violence. I should deflect, should tell him it's none of his business. But there's something about the darkness and the cold and the fact that he's standing here at 3 a.m., wrapped in nothing but sleep pants that makes honesty easier. 4th date, I say quietly. We went to dinner with some of his colleagues from the DA's office. I laughed at something one of them said, just a joke, nothing flirtatious, and Marcus got quiet, tense. On the drive home, he said I was embarrassing him, flirting with his coworkers, trying to make him look weak. Salvatore's hands tighten on the railing, but he doesn't interrupt. I tried to explain it was just a joke, that I wasn't flirting, but he kept escalating, getting angrier. When we got to my apartment, he grabbed my arm, hard enough to leave bruises, and shoved me against the wall. Told me if I ever disrespected him like that again, I'd regret it. And you stayed. It's not a judgment. It's a question. He apologized the next day, sent flowers, said he'd been stressed about a case, that he'd never hurt me again, that he loved me. I laugh, but there's no humor in it. I believed him, because that's what you do when someone you care about says they're sorry, right? You give them another chance. How many chances did you give him? Too many. I close my eyes. It got worse. Slowly at first, just controlling behavior, checking my phone, questioning where I'd been, who I'd talked to. Then the pushing started again, then slapping, then I touch my ribs through the silk robe. This. How long ago? The ribs? A week. I told people I fell down the stairs at my apartment building. I open my eyes, meet his gaze. You want to know the worst part? I started believing my own lies, started thinking maybe I was clumsy. Maybe I did provoke him. Maybe if I just tried harder to be what he wanted, it would stop. It never stops. Salvatore says quietly. Men like Marcus don't want partners. They want possessions. And possessions don't get to have opinions or boundaries or autonomy. Your father was like that. Yes. And you watched it destroy your mother. Yes. Is that why you never married? Never had a serious relationship? I'm guessing, but the way his expression closes slightly tells me I'm right. You're afraid you'll become him. I know I won't become him. His voice is hard, certain. I watched what he did. I saw the damage. I made a choice when I was 14 years old that I would never raise my hand to a woman, never use my size or strength or power to control someone weaker. I've kept that promise. But you've killed people. He doesn't flinch. Yes. How many? Does it matter? Maybe. I pull the blanket tighter. I'm trying to understand who you are, Salvatore. Trying to reconcile the man who catches me when I fall with the man who talks about making Marcus prey. They're the same man. He turns to face me fully. I've done terrible things, Harper. I won't lie to you about that. I've hurt people who deserved it, and probably some who didn't. I've made choices that keep me awake at night, but I've never hurt someone who couldn't defend themselves, never hurt someone weaker or innocent. There are lines I don't cross. And Marcus crossed them. Marcus crossed them the first time he put his hands on you. Salvatore takes a step closer, and I can feel the heat radiating off his bare skin despite the cold. You want to know who I am? I'm the man who protects what's his. I'm the man who keeps promises even when they're inconvenient. And I'm the man who's going to make sure Marcus Reed never touches you again. By killing him? If necessary. No hesitation. But probably not. Death is quick. What Marcus deserves is slower, more thorough. A shiver runs through me that has nothing to do with the temperature. You scare me sometimes. Good. You should be scared of me. His hand comes up, brushing a strand of hair away from my face. But you should also know that you're the one person who never has to fear what I can do, because I would never hurt you, Harper. Not ever. I should step back, should put distance between us, but I'm rooted to the spot, caught in the intensity of his gaze, in the warmth of his almost touch. Why? I whisper. Why do you care so much? You didn't know me before that meeting. You owe me nothing. I told you. I know what you told me, about your mother, about guilt, about wanting to help, but this, I gesture between us. This feels like more than obligation. He's quiet for a long moment, his hand still hovering near my face. Then, because when you collapsed in my arms, the first thing I thought wasn't this woman needs medical attention. It was, I'm going to kill whoever did this to her. And the second thing I thought was, she's mine now. My breath catches. That's insane? Possessive? Too much, too fast? His thumb brushes my cheek, and I lean into the touch before I can stop myself. I know, but I don't lie, Harper. Not to you. You asked why I care. That's why. From the moment I saw those bruises, something in me decided you belonged under my protection. And what's mine, I keep safe. I'm not yours. Aren't you? His other hand comes up, cradling my face between his palms. Tell me you don't feel this. Tell me you didn't feel it the moment I touched you. Tell me you don't lie awake at night thinking about what it means that you're here, in my house, under my protection, and I'll back away. I'll keep you safe and I'll keep my distance, but if you can't tell me that, I can't. The admission tears out of me. I can't tell you that because it's not true. His eyes darken. Harper, I should be terrified of you. I should be planning my escape. But instead, I'm standing here at 3 a.m. wishing you'd kiss me, and I don't know if that's trauma or Stockholm Syndrome or genuine attraction, but I feel it. Whatever this is, I feel it. It's not Stockholm Syndrome. His forehead drops to mine and we're breathing the same air. And it's not trauma. It's two people recognizing something real in the middle of chaos. How can you be sure? Because I've lived 35 years without feeling this, without wanting to burn the world down for someone, without standing on a balcony at 3 a.m. having a conversation that should wait until morning because I can't stand the thought of walking away. His breath is warm against my lips. That's how I know. Salvatore, tell me to stop. His hands tighten fractionally on my face. Tell me you don't want this and I'll walk away. I'll be the perfect gentleman. I'll keep you safe and I'll keep my hands to myself. But you have to say it, Harper. You have to tell me no. I should. Every rational part of my brain is screaming at me to step back, to remember that I just escaped one dangerous man and I shouldn't be falling into the orbit of another. But Salvatore isn't Marcus. Salvatore catches me when I fall. Salvatore asks for permission. Salvatore is giving me a choice. I don't want you to stop, I whisper. He kisses me. It's not gentle. It's not careful. It's heat and hunger and desperation, like he's been holding himself back for days and finally has permission to let go. His hands slide from my face into my hair, and I gasp against his mouth, which he takes as an invitation to deepen the kiss. I grab onto his shoulders, solid, warm, real, and kiss him back with everything I have. The blanket falls, forgotten. My ribs are screaming in protest, but I don't care. All I care about is the way he tastes, whiskey and mint and something darker, and the way his body feels pressed against mine, and the small sound he makes when I bite his lower lip. Inside, he mutters against my mouth, before you freeze. He lifts me, carefully, mindful of my injuries, and carries me back through the balcony doors into my room, sets me down beside the bed, and for a moment we just stare at each other, breathing hard. We should stop, I say, even though I don't mean it. We should. But he doesn't move away. You're injured. You're vulnerable. This is what I want. I reach for him, fingers tracing the tattoos on his side. Unless you don't want you. He laughs, rough and low. Harper, I've wanted you since the moment you tried to give me that presentation with broken ribs and refused to show weakness. You're the strongest person I've ever met, and wanting you is the least complicated thing I feel. Then what's complicated? Knowing that you're here because you're running from someone who hurt you. Knowing that you're confused and scared and might regret this in the morning. He catches my hand, brings it to his lips. I won't be another man who takes advantage when you're not thinking clearly. I'm thinking perfectly clearly. I step closer, eliminating the space between us. I'm thinking that for the first time in over a year, I feel safe. I'm thinking that you asked for permission before you kissed me, which is more respect than Marcus ever showed. And I'm thinking that if you walk away right now, I'm going to regret not having this moment for the rest of my life. His control visibly wavers. Harper, stay. It's barely a whisper. Please, Just stay with me tonight. We don't have to, just stay. Something in his expression softens. Okay. Okay? I'll stay. He presses one more kiss to my forehead, gentle this time, tender. But we're sleeping. Nothing more. Not tonight. Because of my ribs. Because you need rest. And because when we do this, and we will, I want you completely healed and absolutely certain. He pulls back the covers, gestures for me to get in. So tonight, we sleep. Tomorrow we plan. And after Marcus is dealt with, after you've had time to process everything, we'll revisit this conversation. I should argue. Should tell him I'm capable of making my own decisions. But the truth is, I'm exhausted. Mentally, physically, emotionally drained. And the idea of sleeping, actually sleeping, in the same bed as someone who makes me feel safe is more appealing than I want to admit. I slide under the covers, and Salvatore moves to the other side of the bed. The mattress dips under his weight, and then his arm comes around me, careful, avoiding my ribs, and pulls me back against his chest. "Sleep, Bella," he murmurs against my hair. "I've got you." For the first time in months, I believe someone when they say that. I close my eyes, and I sleep. Morning comes with sunlight streaming through windows I forgot to close and the smell of coffee drifting up from somewhere downstairs. I'm alone in the bed. Salvatore must have left while I was sleeping, but there's a note on the pillow beside me. Breakfast at 9. Meeting at 10. You'll want to be there. As I check the time on the bedside clock, 8:17 a.m. Barely enough time to shower and make myself presentable for whatever meeting Salvatore has planned. The hot water feels like heaven on my sore muscles, even if I have to be careful about the binding around my ribs. I dress in jeans and a soft sweater from my bag, braid my hair back, and actually look at myself in the mirror. The bruises are fading, yellow-green now instead of purple-black. The shadows under my eyes are lighter. I look less like a victim and more like someone who's been through hell but came out the other side. When I make my way downstairs following the smell of coffee, I find the kitchen buzzing with activity. Staff moving efficiently, preparing food, answering phones. And at the center of it all, sitting at a massive island counter with a tablet and 3 phones, is Salvatore. He looks up when I enter, and something warm flickers in his eyes. Morning. Morning. I accept the coffee cup someone hands me. What's this meeting about? Marcus. He gestures to the stool beside him. Sit. We have information. I sit, and immediately, one of the staff places a plate in front of me. Eggs, toast, fruit. What kind of information? The thorough kind? Salvatore swipes through something on his tablet, then turns it toward me. This is Marcus's schedule for the next week. Work, lunch meetings, gym appointments, drinks with friends, everything. I stare at the detailed itinerary. How did you get this? I have resources, people who owe me favors. Let's leave it at that. He swipes to another screen, photos this time. Marcus leaving his apartment building, Marcus at a restaurant, Marcus getting into his car. He's been busy. Met with a private investigator yesterday. The one who took your photo. Paid him cash for continued surveillance. On me? On you. On this house. On my movements. Salvatore's jaw tightens. He's trying to build a case that you're here against your will, that I'm holding you, coercing you. He's planning to use his position to get a warrant, come in with police backup, and rescue you. Horror floods through me. He can do that? He can try, but he's forgotten something important. What? I have lawyers too, better ones, and judges who owe me more than they owe the DA's office. Salvatore closes the tablet. But we're not going to let it get that far. What are we going to do? We're going to give Marcus exactly what he wants. I set down my coffee cup. I don't understand. He wants contact with you, wants proof that you're here willingly, wants to think he still has control. Salvatore's smile is cold. So you're going to call him? Absolutely not. Harper. No, I'm not calling him, I'm not talking to him. That's the entire reason I'm here, to get away from him. I know, but think about it. Salvatore leans forward. Right now, Marcus is in the dark. He knows where you are, but he doesn't know why. He doesn't know what you've told me. He's operating blind, which makes him dangerous and unpredictable. If you call him, we control the narrative. How? You tell him you're safe. That you left because you needed space, not because you're afraid of him. You make it sound like you're staying here temporarily, of your own free will, while you figure things out. You don't mention the abuse. You don't give him ammunition. And what does that accomplish? It buys us time, makes him think he still has a chance to manipulate you back under his control. While he's focused on that, we're building a case against him that even his connections can't bury. I shake my head. You don't understand. If I call him, he'll know where I am for certain. He'll hear it in my voice, that I'm afraid, that I'm running. He knows me too well. Then I'll be right there with you, coaching you through it, making sure you say exactly what we need him to hear. Salvatore's hand covers mine. I won't let him hurt you, Harper, not even over a phone line. He won't believe it. He'll know something's wrong. Maybe, but the seed of doubt will be there, and doubt makes people make mistakes. He squeezes my hand. Trust me. I want to. God, I want to trust that this will work. But the thought of hearing Marcus's voice again makes my stomach turn. What if he traces the call, finds out exactly where we are? The call will be routed through 3 different countries and scrambled. He'll know the general area, but not the specific location. And this house has security that would make Fort Knox jealous. He can't get to you here. You're sure? I'm sure. He lifts my hand, presses a kiss to my knuckles. I wouldn't ask you to do this if I thought there was any real risk, but we need to shift the power dynamic. Right now, he thinks he's hunting you. We need to make him think he's already won. And then what? Then we take everything from him. His reputation, his career, his freedom. Everything. Salvatore's eyes are hard, promising violence. But first, we need to make this call. I take a shaky breath. When? After the meeting. I want you to hear what my team has put together first. Understand exactly what we're dealing with. Then you'll make the call and we'll move to the next phase. What's the next phase? Destroying Marcus Reed from the inside out. The way he says it, calm, factual, certain, should terrify me. Instead, I feel something that might be hope. Okay, I say quietly. I'll make the call. Good. He stands, offers his hand. Come on. Everyone's waiting in the study. The everyone turns out to be 5 people I've never met, all sitting around a massive conference table in what Salvatore calls the study, but looks more like a war room. There are screens on the walls showing various surveillance feeds, maps spread across the table, and stacks of documents organized with military precision. Giancarlo is there, along with 3 men in expensive suits and 1 woman with short silver hair and eyes like a hawk. Harper, this is my team, Salvatore says, gesturing around the table. Giancarlo, you've met. That's Tomas, head of security. Roberto, my lawyer. Enzo, financial investigator. And Maria, my information specialist. Information specialist? I repeat. Maria smiles, sharp and predatory. I find things people don't want found, and I make things disappear when necessary. Sit. Salvatore pulls out a chair for me at the head of the table, then takes the seat beside me. Let's go through what we have. Roberto opens a leather folder. Marcus Andrew Reed, 34, Assistant District Attorney, Special Victims Unit, ironically. Bachelor's from Georgetown, law degree from Columbia. Clean record, stellar reputation. Rising star in the DA's office. That's the public version, Maria cuts in. The real version is more interesting. 3 sealed settlements with former girlfriends. We have the details despite the NDAs. Sealed juvenile record for assault. 2 additional complaints filed with HR at the DA's office that were buried by his mentor, a senior prosecutor named Charles Brennan. She slides photos across the table. Women's faces, bruises that look familiar. These are the previous victims, Maria continues. Rebecca Martinez, Sophia Chen, Amanda Fletcher, all dated Marcus, all ended up in the emergency room, all signed NDAs in exchange for money and the promise that Marcus would get help. Which he never did, Enzo adds. We traced the payouts. Marcus's family money, old money, shipping fortune. His father, Robert Reed, has been cleaning up his son's messes since he was 16. The juvenile assault? The victim was a high school girlfriend named Jenny Morrison. Marcus fractured her orbital bone and gave her a concussion. The Reed family paid the Morrison family $1.2 million to make the charges disappear. I feel sick. How many others? That we can confirm? 5, including you, but there are gaps in his dating history, times when he was seeing someone but there's no record of who. It's possible there are more who never came forward. Maria pulls up another document. But here's where it gets interesting. Marcus isn't just violent. He's calculated. He chooses victims carefully, women with limited support systems, women who've recently relocated, women who work in fields where reputation matters. He isolates them, controls them, and when they finally try to leave, he uses his position to threaten them into silence. He threatened you, didn't he? Salvatore asks quietly. I nod. He said if I ever went to the police, he'd make sure I lost my job, that he'd tell people I was unstable, that I'd made everything up for attention. He has friends in every precinct. He said no one would believe me. They wouldn't have, Roberto says bluntly. Not without evidence. Your word against an ADA with a perfect record and powerful connections, you would have been destroyed. But now we have evidence, Maria says. Medical records from all 5 victims showing patterns of abuse, financial records showing the payoffs, testimony from Rebecca and Amanda. They're willing to go on record now that they know they're not alone. And we have this. She clicks a remote, and one of the screens lights up with a video. It takes me a moment to recognize the location, my apartment building. The timestamp says it's from 4 days ago. Marcus appears on screen, approaching my door. He looks around, checking for witnesses, then pulls out a lockpick set and systematically opens my door. He goes inside, and the camera switches to an interior view. My blood runs cold. How do you have cameras inside my apartment? I installed them 2 days ago, after you told me Marcus had been there, Salvatore says. I sent a team while you were sleeping. 6 cameras, hidden, all feeding to secure servers. On screen, Marcus moves through my apartment, touching my things. He goes into my bedroom, picks up a photo of my parents, and throws it across the room. The glass shatters. Then he pulls roses from a bag and arranges them carefully on my nightstand, and writes the note. The video continues. Marcus goes through my dresser drawers, my closet. He takes things, a shirt, a pair of underwear, and puts them in his bag. Trophy taking, Maria says. Classic pattern. He's escalating. This video is enough to charge him with breaking and entering, Roberto adds. Add in the medical records, the previous victim's testimony, and we have a case for stalking, harassment, assault, and possibly attempted kidnapping, depending on how we frame his pursuit of you. But it won't stick, I say. He has too many connections. In the local system, yes. But I have connections of my own. Salvatore leans back in his chair. We're not taking this to the local police or the DA's office. We're going federal. Federal? FBI, Public Corruption Unit. Roberto smiles. Marcus has been using his position as an ADA to suppress evidence and intimidate victims. That's abuse of power under color of law. Federal offense. And I happen to know someone in the FBI who's been looking for a reason to investigate corruption in the local DA's office. You're going to give them Marcus. I'm going to give them Marcus, Charles Brennan, and anyone else who helped bury these cases. Salvatore's voice is hard. We're not just taking down one abuser, we're dismantling the system that protected him. The scope of it is staggering. This will take months, maybe years. 3 weeks, Maria corrects. We already have most of what we need. The FBI just needs an excuse to open the investigation officially. That's where your phone call comes in. I don't understand. Marcus thinks you're isolated, thinks you're afraid. If you call him and he makes threats, especially recorded threats, while knowing you're under federal protection, that's enough to justify opening the investigation. Salvatore pulls out a phone, not his, a burner. You call him. You tell him you need space. You don't mention abuse. You sound confused, uncertain. He'll respond with threats, manipulation, possibly violence. We record it. We hand it to the FBI, and the case is opened. You want me to bait him? I want you to give him enough rope to hang himself. Salvatore's eyes are steady on mine. He's going to threaten you, Harper. He can't help himself. Men like Marcus need control, and the moment they feel it slipping, they escalate. That escalation, on record, is what we need. My hands are shaking. And if he doesn't take the bait? If he's smart enough to realize it's a trap? Then we go with Plan B. Release the information to the media and let public pressure force an investigation. But Plan A is cleaner, faster, more certain. Salvatore covers my shaking hands with his. I know this is hard. I know asking you to talk to him is asking a lot. But this is how we end it, permanently. I look around the table, at these people who've spent days investigating my abuser, building a case, preparing to take on the system that protected him. At Salvatore, who's staking his reputation and resources on protecting me. What do I say? I ask quietly. Salvatore squeezes my hands. We'll script it, practice it. You'll have the words and I'll be right beside you the entire time. Okay, I take a breath. Okay, let's do this. It takes an hour to script the call. Roberto writes the opening lines. Maria suggests specific phrases that will trigger Marcus's need for control, and Salvatore coaches me on tone. Confused, uncertain, but not afraid. Never afraid, because that will make Marcus suspicious. By the time we're ready, my hands have stopped shaking, or maybe I'm just too numb to feel them anymore. Remember, Salvatore says, holding the burner phone. You're calling from a friend's phone. Yours was lost or broken. You're staying with a friend while you figure things out. You don't mention me by name. You don't mention this house. You keep it vague. Confused and uncertain, I repeat. Not afraid. Exactly. He activates the recording app, checks that it's working, then hands me the phone. Whenever you're ready. I dial Marcus's number from memory. It rings once, twice, 3 times. Then, hello? Marcus. My voice sounds steadier than I feel. It's me. It's Harper. Silence. Then, Harper. Jesus Christ, where have you been? I've been calling you for days. Your phone goes straight to voicemail. I went by your apartment and you weren't there. I was about to file a missing persons report. The lies come so easily to him. He knows exactly where I've been because he's been having me followed. I'm sorry. I should have called sooner. I needed some space to think. Space? His tone shifts. Careful now, controlled. Space from what, exactly? From us, from everything. I've been confused, Marcus, about where we're going, what we want. I just needed time to clear my head. So you disappeared? Without telling me? Do you have any idea how worried I've been? The concern in his voice would sound genuine to anyone who doesn't know him. Where are you staying? Are you safe? I'm staying with a friend. And yes, I'm safe. Which friend? The edge is creeping in now. Sarah? Emily? That girl from your office? He's fishing, trying to figure out where I am, who I'm with. Just a friend. It doesn't matter. Of course it matters. I care about you, Harper. I want to make sure you're okay. You've been through a lot. You were in the hospital. Did you really think I wouldn't find out? There it is. The admission that he knows about the hospital. How did you... I have friends at every hospital in the city. When someone I care about is admitted, I find out. The doctor said you had cracked ribs, Harper. Severe bruising. You told them you fell downstairs, but we both know that's not true. My blood turns to ice. He's twisting it, making it sound like I'm the liar. I did fall. Don't lie to me. His voice drops, dangerous now. You've been running around telling people God knows what, making accusations, embarrassing me, and now you're hiding with some friend who's probably putting ideas in your head. Ideas about leaving me, about filing charges or reports or whatever nonsense you've convinced yourself is true. I haven't told anyone anything. Then why are you with him? Him, not them. Him, he knows about Salvatore. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't play stupid, Harper. You think I don't know? You think I haven't been watching? I saw the pictures. You and that Italian mobster walking into his mansion like you belong there. How long has that been going on? How long have you been cheating on me? Salvatore tenses beside me, but he gestures for me to keep going. I'm not cheating on you, Marcus. We're not even together anymore. We're together until I say we're not. His voice is rising now, losing control. You don't get to just walk away, Harper. You don't get to humiliate me like this, to throw everything we had away for some criminal with money. Marcus, please, you need to come home. Right now. We're going to talk about this like adults. You're going to explain yourself, and I'm going to decide whether I can forgive you for this betrayal. He's breathing hard now. Because make no mistake, Harper, what you're doing right now is betrayal. You're mine. You've always been mine. And no amount of running or hiding or spreading lies is going to change that. I'm not yours? Yes, you are. The words are flat, absolute. You were mine the moment you gave me your number after that accident. You were mine when you let me into your apartment. You were mine every time you let me touch you. And you're mine now, even if you're too stupid to see it. Salvatore's hand is on my shoulder, grounding me. I need time, Marcus, to figure out what I want. You don't get time. You get a choice. You come home right now, today, and we work this out. Or I make sure everyone knows what you really are. A liar, a manipulator, a woman who makes false accusations to cover up her own infidelity. I'll destroy your career, Harper. I'll destroy your reputation. I'll make sure you never work in this city again. Is that what you want? There it is. The threat. Clear and recorded. You can't. I can do whatever I want. I'm an assistant district attorney. I have friends in every corner of this city's justice system. You're nothing. You're nobody. And if you think that mobster you're spreading your legs for is going to protect you, you're more delusional than I thought. He laughs. Cold. Cruel. Men like Salvatore Greco don't protect women. They use them. And when he's done with you, Harper, you're going to come crawling back to me, and I might not be feeling generous anymore. Salvatore's grip on my shoulder tightens, and I can feel the rage radiating off him. I'm not coming back, Marcus, I say quietly. Not today. Not ever. I deserve better than what you gave me. You deserve what I say you deserve, and right now, you deserve— I hang up. For a moment, there's complete silence in the room. Then Salvatore takes the phone from my shaking hands, saves the recording, and passes it to Roberto. That's everything we need, Roberto says, already reviewing the audio. Threats, coercion, admission that he's been surveilling her, abuse of his position. This is textbook federal corruption. How fast can you move? Salvatore asks. I can have this to my FBI contact within the hour. They'll have enough for an initial warrant by end of business today. Marcus Reed won't see tomorrow as a free man. Make it happen. Roberto nods and leaves, already dialing. I'm staring at my hands, watching them shake, and I can't seem to make them stop. Harper. Salvatore's voice is gentle. Look at me. I raise my eyes to his. You were perfect. You did exactly what you needed to do, and now it's over. Marcus can't hurt you anymore. He said— My voice cracks. He said I was his, that I'd always be his. He's wrong. Salvatore pulls me to my feet, into his arms. You were never his. You're not property. You're not something to be owned or controlled. And the fact that he thinks otherwise is exactly why he's going to spend the next decade in federal prison. I bury my face against his chest, breathing in sandalwood and safety. I hate that I was scared. I hate that hearing his voice made me feel small again. Being scared doesn't make you weak. Calling him anyway makes you strong. He presses a kiss to the top of my head, and you never have to hear his voice again. I promise you that. Behind us, Maria is already working, uploading the recording, preparing documentation, building the case that will end Marcus Reed. And for the first time since this nightmare began, I actually believe it might be over. The FBI moves fast. By 6 p.m., Roberto calls with news. Warrants issued for Marcus Reed's arrest, search warrants for his apartment and office, subpoenas for his financial records and communications. By 8 p.m., Marcus is in custody, arrested at his apartment by federal agents. By 10 p.m., it's on the news. Assistant District Attorney arrested on federal corruption charges. I watch the coverage on the television in Salvatore's study. They show Marcus being led out in handcuffs, looking shocked and furious. They interview legal experts who speculate about the charges. They mention multiple victims and pattern of abuse and abuse of power. My phone, the new one Salvatore gave me, starts ringing. Numbers I don't recognize, probably reporters who've somehow gotten hold of my information. Ignore them, Salvatore says, watching the coverage with satisfaction. Maria's team will handle media. You don't talk to anyone unless you choose to. What if they show up here? They won't get past the gate, and if they try, security will escort them off the property. He hands me a glass of wine. It's over, Harper. Marcus is in federal custody. His bail hearing is tomorrow, and Roberto is confident the judge will deny bail given the nature of the charges and Marcus's access to resources. He'll try to fight it. Of course he will, but he's fighting the federal government now, not you, and the government has unlimited resources and no interest in letting him walk. Salvatore sits beside me on the couch. You're safe. Finally. Completely safe. The words should bring relief, and they do. But there's also something else, a strange emptiness where fear used to live. What do I do now? I ask quietly. Whatever you want. He sets down his wine glass. You can go back to your apartment, we'll have it cleaned and secured. You can go back to work, you can stay here as long as you need. The choice is yours, Harper. For the first time in over a year, the choice is completely yours. The freedom is overwhelming. I don't know what I want, I admit. That's okay, you have time to figure it out. He stands, offers his hand. Come on, you've had a long day. Let's get you fed and rested. I take his hand and let him lead me to the dining room, where dinner is already being served. It's quieter tonight, just me and Salvatore, and we eat in comfortable silence. After dinner, he walks me upstairs to my room. Thank you, I say at the door. For everything, for believing me, for protecting me, for... I gesture vaguely. All of it. You don't need to thank me. He brushes a strand of hair behind my ear. Get some sleep. Tomorrow we'll start figuring out what comes next. Salvatore? Yes? Will you stay again, tonight? I don't want to be alone. Something soft and warm flickers in his eyes. Of course. We settle into bed the same way we did last night, him holding me carefully, mindful of my ribs, his steady heartbeat against my back. Salvatore? I whisper into the darkness. I think I want to stay, here I mean, for a while, if that's okay. His arm tightens around me. It's more than okay. Stay as long as you want. Even after I'm healed? After the trial is over? Harper. He shifts, and suddenly we're face to face in the darkness. I told you, what's mine I keep, and you became mine the moment you collapsed in my arms. If you want to stay a week, a month, a year, you stay. This is your home for as long as you want it to be. That's crazy. We barely know each other. Then we'll get to know each other. We have time. His thumb brushes my cheek. Unless you want to leave. Unless this, us, isn't what you want. It is, I admit. That's what scares me. It's too fast, too intense, too... Real? Yes. Good things don't wait for perfect timing, Harper. They happen when they happen. And this... He closes the small distance between us, kisses me softly. This is a good thing. I kiss him back, and it's different from last night. Slower, sweeter, less desperate. When we finally break apart, I'm breathless. Sleep, he murmurs. We have all the time in the world now. I close my eyes, safe in his arms, and for the first time in longer than I can remember, I sleep without nightmares. 3 days later, I'm in the library working on my laptop when Maria appears in the doorway, her face grim. We have a problem, she says. Salvatore looks up from the documents he's reviewing. What kind of problem? Marcus made bail. Ice floods my veins. That's impossible. Roberto said. I know what Roberto said, but Marcus's father posted a $5 million bond and called in every favor he had. Marcus walked out of federal custody 20 minutes ago. Maria pulls up her phone, shows us a photo. Marcus standing outside the courthouse, surrounded by lawyers, looking directly at the camera. Looking like he's won. Where is he now? Salvatore's voice is deadly calm. Unknown. He disappeared after leaving the courthouse. No phone activity, no credit card usage. He's gone dark. Salvatore stands slowly. Put everyone on alert. Double security, lock down the property, and find him. I want to know where Marcus Reed is before he has a chance to make his next move. There's something else, Maria says quietly. One of the other victims, Rebecca Martinez. She missed her scheduled FBI interview this morning. They went to her apartment. She's gone. And there was a message on her mirror, written in lipstick. Liars pay debts. The room goes cold. Marcus isn't just free. He's hunting. And we might be too late to stop him. The next 12 hours are chaos. Salvatore transforms into someone I've only glimpsed before. Cold, commanding, absolutely ruthless. He's on the phone constantly, barking orders in English and Italian, coordinating with people whose names I don't know and probably don't want to. The house becomes a command center. More men arrive, security, investigators, people who move with the kind of precision that suggests military training. I'm relegated to the library with strict instructions not to leave without an escort. This is my fault, I say when Giancarlo brings me coffee at 2 a.m. If you hadn't called him, we wouldn't have the recording that got him arrested in the first place. Giancarlo interrupts gently. This isn't your fault, Signorina. Marcus Reed is a predator. Predators don't stop hunting just because their prey escapes. They escalate. But Rebecca. We'll find her. He sets the coffee down. Salvatore has people searching every property Marcus has access to. His apartment, his family's properties, his friends' locations. We'll find her before Marcus can hurt her. And if we don't? Giancarlo's expression is grim. Then Marcus Reed will learn what happens when you draw the attention of men like Salvatore. There are consequences in our world that the law can't provide. The words should horrify me. Instead, I feel a dark satisfaction. At 4 a.m., Maria bursts into the library where I'm pretending to work, Salvatore right behind her. We found her, Maria says. Rebecca, she's alive. Relief crashes through me. Where? Marcus's family hunting cabin, upstate, near the Canadian border. He had her tied up in the basement. Maria's face is tight with fury. Local police are there now. She's being transported to a hospital, dehydrated, terrified, but alive. Did they arrest Marcus? He wasn't there, but he left another message. Maria pulls up a photo on her tablet. Words spray-painted on the cabin wall in red. She talked? She paid? Who's next? My blood turns to ice. He's going after the others, Amanda and Sophia. We're already moving them to safe locations, Salvatore says. Maria's coordinating with FBI protective custody. They'll be secured within the hour. And me? The words come out smaller than I intend. I'm the one who started this. I'm the one who recorded him, who got him arrested. If he's hunting people who talked, I'm at the top of his list. Salvatore's expression is granite, which is why you're staying here behind security he can't penetrate until Marcus is back in custody. For how long? However long it takes. He moves closer, his hand cupping my face. I know you're scared. I know this isn't how you wanted this to go. But we will find him, Harper. And when we do, he'll never threaten you or anyone else again. There's something in his voice, a darkness that goes beyond law enforcement, beyond justice. What are you going to do when you find him? I ask quietly. Whatever's necessary. Salvatore? He took a woman from her home, held her captive, and left her to die in a basement as a message. He's not just breaking laws anymore, Harper. He's declared war. His thumb brushes my cheek. And men who declare war on me don't get to walk away. You're going to kill him. He doesn't deny it. Would that bother you? I should say yes. Should remind him that murder is murder, that we have laws for a reason, that Marcus deserves a trial in prison, not execution. But I think about Rebecca, tied up in a basement. I think about the other women Marcus hurt, the ones we don't even know about. I think about myself, the broken ribs, the fear, the year of my life spent walking on eggshells around a man who saw me as property. No, I whisper, it wouldn't bother me. Something fierce and possessive flashes in Salvatore's eyes. He kisses me, hard, claiming, then pulls back. Get some rest. I'll have someone posted outside your door. I don't want to rest. I want to help. You are helping. By staying safe. By staying here where I know Marcus can't reach you. He heads for the door. I mean it, Harper. Don't leave this house. Don't go near windows. Don't take any risks. Promise me. I promise. He leaves with Maria, and I'm alone again with my thoughts and my guilt and the terrible knowledge that somewhere out there, Marcus is planning his next move. I try to work, try to read, try to do anything that will distract me from the waiting. But every sound makes me jump, every shadow seems threatening, and the walls of this beautiful house are starting to feel like a cage. At 7 a.m., my phone buzzes. Unknown number. I should ignore it, should follow protocol and alert security immediately. Instead, I answer, Harper? Marcus's voice, and he sounds different, unhinged, desperate. We need to talk. My hand tightens on the phone. How did you get this number? I have my ways. Listen to me carefully. No, you listen. The words come out stronger than I feel. The FBI is looking for you. The police are looking for you. You kidnapped Rebecca. You left her to die. You're done, Marcus. It's over. It's over when I say it's over. He's breathing hard. You think you've won? You think hiding behind that mobster makes you safe? I'm coming for you, Harper, and when I do, I'm going to make you wish you'd never— The phone is yanked from my hand. Salvatore, appearing out of nowhere, terminates the call and crushes the phone in his fist. What the hell were you thinking? His voice is low, furious. I told you not to take risks. Answering unknown numbers is taking a risk. He called me. I didn't— You answered. That's enough for him to trace the location. He's already moving, pulling me toward the door. Maria, we're moving Harper. Now. Everything happens fast. I'm hustled down hallways, through rooms I've never seen, down a staircase that leads to what looks like a garage. Multiple vehicles, all with tinted windows. Where are we going? I ask, as Salvatore practically lifts me into an SUV. Somewhere Marcus can't find, somewhere even my people don't know about. He climbs in beside me and 2 security guards take the front seats. Hold on. The vehicle lurches forward and we're moving fast through gates I didn't know existed, onto roads I don't recognize. I look back at the mansion, my sanctuary for the past week, disappearing behind us. I'm sorry, I say quietly. I shouldn't have answered. We'll discuss it later. Right now, we move. He has his phone out, typing rapid messages. Giancarlo is implementing the decoy protocol. 3 vehicles left the property at the same time we did, all going different directions. Even if Marcus managed to track the call, he won't know which vehicle you're in. You planned for this. I planned for everything. He pockets the phone, finally looks at me. Are you hurt? Did he threaten you? He said he's coming for me, that he's going to make me wish I'd never— I stop, swallow hard. He sounded crazy, Salvatore. Not angry, crazy. He's lost everything. His career, his reputation, his freedom. Men like Marcus don't handle loss well. They lash out. His hand finds mine. But he's not going to reach you. I won't let that happen. Where are we going? A property I own under a different name, off the books, completely secure. We'll stay there until Marcus is found. And then? His eyes are hard, cold, final. Then I end this. We drive for 2 hours, heading north into increasingly rural territory. The roads get narrower, the houses farther apart, until we're on a private drive cutting through dense forest. Finally, we pull up to a modern house built into a hillside, all glass and steel and impossible angles. This is yours? I ask as we pull into an underground garage. One of several properties. This one's special. It's not connected to my name in any database. Cash purchased through a shell corporation years ago. Marcus could search every property record in the state and never find it. He helps me out of the vehicle. Come on, let's get you inside. The house is stunning. Minimalist, modern, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a private valley. But I barely notice the aesthetics. I'm too busy watching Salvatore transform from concerned protector back into the dangerous man I met a week ago. He's on the phone again, coordinating search efforts, receiving updates, issuing orders. The two security guards position themselves at entrances, and I stand in the middle of this beautiful, isolated house feeling utterly useless. "Harper," Salvatore ends his call, crosses to me. "You need to eat something. When's the last time you had food?" I can't remember. I'm not hungry. That wasn't a question. He guides me to the kitchen, where one of the guards is already unpacking food from coolers they brought. "Sit." I sit. He makes me a sandwich. Turkey and cheese. Simple. Perfect. I force myself to eat even though my stomach is churning. "Rebecca is stable," he says, making himself coffee. She gave the FBI a full statement, detailed everything Marcus did, the kidnapping, the threats, what he said about coming after you. They've upgraded the charges. If they catch him now, he's looking at life in federal prison. If they catch him, they will. He sits across from me. Marcus is smart, but he's not smart enough. He's running on emotion now, not logic. Emotional people make mistakes. Like me answering that phone call. His jaw tightens. Yes. Like that. "I'm sorry." "I know you are. And I know you were scared and confused and he caught you off guard." He reaches across the table, takes my hand. "But Harper, you need to understand something. Marcus isn't just dangerous because he's violent. He's dangerous because he's connected, resourced, and now he's desperate. Desperate men do desperate things. That phone call? That was him trying to manipulate you into revealing information. Where you are, who you're with, what you know, and if you'd stayed on the line longer, he could have traced it precisely enough to find you." Shame burns through me. I wasn't thinking. I know. But you need to start thinking. Need to remember that every choice you make right now has consequences. His grip tightens. I can protect you from almost anything, but I can't protect you from yourself. You have to help me keep you safe. I will. I promise. No more answering unknown numbers. No more risks. Good. He stands, pulls me to my feet. There's a bedroom upstairs. Windows are bulletproof, doors are reinforced, security system is state-of-the-art. You're going to rest while I coordinate the search. I can't rest, not while Marcus is out there. You can, and you will. Because when this is over, when Marcus is dealt with, I need you healthy and whole. He cups my face in both hands. You've been through trauma, Harper. Multiple traumas. Your body needs rest to heal. Your mind needs quiet to process. So you're going to go upstairs, you're going to take the pain medication I know you've been skipping, and you're going to sleep. Understood? You're very bossy when you're worried. I'm very bossy all the time. You just notice it more when I'm worried. He kisses my forehead. Go. I'll wake you if there's news. I don't have the energy to argue. I climb the stairs to the bedroom he indicated, modern, comfortable, with those bulletproof windows overlooking the valley. I take the pain medication, crawl into bed, and despite everything, I sleep. I wake to darkness outside, and Salvatore sitting in a chair beside the bed, watching me. How long was I out? I ask, voice rough from sleep. 6 hours. He shifts, and I can see the tension in his shoulders. We found him. I sit up too fast, and my ribs protest. Where? Trying to board a private flight to Mexico. Airport security flagged his passport, and FBI grabbed him before he could run. Salvatore's smile is cold. He's back in federal custody. This time there's no bail. He's being held in a maximum security facility pending trial. Relief crashes through me so hard I actually sob. One sharp, broken sound. It's really over? It's really over. He moves to the bed, sits beside me. Marcus Reed is going away for a very long time. The FBI is building a case that includes kidnapping, stalking, assault, abuse of power, and about a dozen other charges. Between Rebecca's testimony, your recording, and the evidence we provided, there's no way he walks. And Rebecca? The others? Safe, in protective custody until the trial. FBI is taking this seriously now. They've assigned a full task force. He brushes hair back from my face. You did it, Harper. You got away. You survived, and now he's the one trapped. The irony isn't lost on me. What happens now? Now? You heal. You testify when the time comes. You figure out what you want your life to look like without fear. His thumb traces my jaw. And if you want, you stay here, with me. For how long? However long you want. His eyes are intense, serious. I told you before, what's mine I keep. And you're mine now, Harper, if you'll have me. This is crazy. We barely know each other. It's been a week. 9 days, he corrects. 9 days since you collapsed in my arms and everything changed. And in those 9 days, I've learned more about you than some people learn about their partners in years. I know you're strong. I know you're brave. I know you survived something that breaks most people. And I know, he leans closer, that I'm not letting you go. What if I want to go? What if I decide I need to figure out who I am without Marcus, without trauma, without me? He doesn't flinch. Then I'll let you go. I'll make sure you're safe, set up somewhere beautiful, and I'll walk away. Because I meant what I said, Harper. I'm not Marcus. Your choice is your own. Always. I should want to leave, should want space and time and independence. But I don't. I want to stay, I whisper. At least for now. At least until I figure out what comes next. Then you stay. He kisses me. Soft. Slow. Perfect. And we figure it out together. For the first time in 9 days, in over a year really, I feel like I can breathe. Marcus is in custody. The nightmare is over. And somehow, impossibly, I've found something that might be the beginning of a future. But as Salvatore's phone buzzes with another update and his expression darkens, I realize something. The war with Marcus might be over. But in Salvatore's world, there's always another battle waiting, and I've just agreed to stand beside him for whatever comes next.